Things are heating up with Iran in the Middle East, and this is a big deal. People are talking about the Euphrates River, the Tigris River drying up, and they're associating this with things happening in the book of Revelation. Why? Because the, quote, kings of the east, plural form, will cross those rivers when they are dry in order to attack the people of Israel. So we already know that Iran hates Israel, and which kings would need to cross those rivers in order to access Israel? Well, due east from the Tigris and the Euphrates River is, of course, Iran, Persia. That old enemy who threatened the Greeks, who came, that old enemy who has constantly been against the people of God, against Western civilization, the people who enslaved the Hebrews, where Daniel was a captive. Okay, so Israel recently bombed sites inside Iran, and they're angry. They're saying that one of their Republican Guard officers was killed. They're furious about it. Somebody attacked American bases. The Americans blamed Iran. Probably true. They retaliated. There's been a back and forth, and even more so, backs and forths with threats. And some American think tank now has said that they think that they ought to threaten Iran with war. Now, if you don't know about this before, if you haven't been following me long, there's been threats of war between Iran and Washington, D.C. So what kind of a threat? A threat from the kingdom of darkness. This has been prophesied before in the 80s. It was prophesied 12 years ago again. And the enemy wanted to conduct it at those times. And in the 80s, there was a hostile standoff in the Persian Gulf, included launching missiles at ships with Iran and the United States. And it looked like the U.S. might actually go to war. Now, part of that plot, the demons wanted to nuke D.C. Now, I have this article here. I've collected dozens of prophetic words from different people, different dreams and visions about Washington, D.C. being bombed. And the reason I'm quite interested in that is that I've seen this myself many times. I've seen it myself. I saw all these dreams. Holy Spirit was showing me these dreams about an American city. Something terrible happens there, a huge explosion. The Marines come in to guard the city and to keep the peace. I saw these different details. I started looking for which American city would match these details, and the best guess was Washington, D.C. And then I was shocked to find that many people have also dreamed about this. So some kind of an initial attack in order to initiate war between Iran and the United States. So this was the demonic plan, the simultaneous thing. Now, here's a warning from 25 years ago that I shared 10 years ago. You can see on here, 10 years ago, that Iran is making plans for war. This is something the Holy Spirit showed me. It was the same kind of an idea the Holy Spirit showed me both times after Minsk I was signed, after Minsk II was signed. I was living in Kiev at the time. Holy Spirit showed me, no, Moscow is secretly planning for war. They speak peace, but they're planning for war. And it was the same thing, the same style of dream I had, that they showed that people were secretly planning something different. I had two dreams. I shared them in here. I'll put links to these in the text portion of this video, so you can go down and link over to these videos if you want to watch them. So this is the man from Modesto reminding you always to pray or be defeated.